What is up, everybody? Welcome back. Hold up. I'm turning myself down. Welcome back to another episode of Dysfunctionally Functional. I am your host and published author, Teresa De Leon. If you are just finding me and us in this community here, welcome. Feel free to leave your chats. Whether they're positive or negative, I read them all. And please make sure to subscribe and help keep my kids alive. Anyways, do what you feel. If this is not for you, you can keep scrolling. Short story. I'm a published author, got a book deal for my life story, which means that I've been through a lot of shit. So, here we talk about different things that I've gone through, different things that are going on in the world. No topic is off limits here. We talk about everything, the good, the bad, the ugly. And I come to you once a week. And this will be on the podcast. So you can download, you can subscribe, turn on your notification bell. Whenever my wanky voice comes online, you will know. And you can catch me on iHeartRadio every Monday from 8 to 12. That's 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. So, let's jump right in. So, y'all know, if you don't know, now you're going to know, all of my titles in my books are songs, and all of my titles to my episodes are songs as well here. And I get asked why more than anything. I mean, I get asked a lot of crazy questions, but the meaning behind, or my concept, when we started talking about doing the book and the series and what that all was going to entail, and now I've gotten more book deals. So in the beginning, I have a tragic childhood, okay? I'm not going to give away my whole story, but I remember songs getting me through different things. My mama would take us to church, and she said that I needed Jesus. And, I did. I'm not going to say that I didn't. I needed to believe that there was something better. And Jesus was an actual human, so that made it all right with me. So we went to church, and I was raised United Pentecostal, but for the most part, because my mama was a woman of service, we went to Lakewood Church. We're here in Houston. It's a mega church. Maybe you've heard of them. John Osteen was who I grew up under. Joel Osteen. We don't really claim him. Just saying. I live here in Houston, Texas, and I can say that. His wife's batshit crazy, and he's not filling his father's shoes. Anyways, moving on. So, why is any of this important? Well, I have just publicly come out, like really publicly, not about being gay, we've already done that, but I am a natural born witch, for lack of a better word. There is no better word. I'm gifted, I'm spiritual, I'm this, I'm that, and here lately, it's been coming out more and more frequently in the news where people, especially law enforcement, are using people like us to help solve cold cases and open cases and get them, find closures for families faster. And there is a group of us, depending on, what officers we work with, what cases we've helped, and that they call on people like me. Well, who am I? I'm just some random chick who had a really bad life and turned out to be a motivational speaker and still works day to day in recovery, not from any addictions, but from mental illness, my mental health. People need to understand that mental health is a disease and there is no cure for it. We live day to day. We either have good days or we have bad days. And some of us get to learn to live more better days than bad days. So it appears that we are cured, but that's not never the case. And I have a whole segment that I have planned to really dig into that because it's specific for parents. And I need to make sure that I take out all the motherfucking cuss words that I say because I don't want to make it explicit. And I do want to make it available to children as those demographic from grade school to adolescence to high school, and now we're even seeing it more so in college due to other things. So the grade school PG-13 version I have to separate from the college and bad relationships. We get into consent and the Me Too movement and all of that. So that's all segmented out. So coming back to church, right? I was raised to be a Christian, and I actually purposely baptized myself. It's actually tattooed here on my arm. I know y'all can't see it, but it's a nice cross with a ribbon going through it, and it says saved, and then it says 9/13/13, and then it says amen, 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 amen. And I say by choice because my parents consistently, the one Sunday a month, they never went to church. And when they did go to church, they were going for the wrong reasons. Meaning, my dad probably had some kind of nefarious situation going on with somebody in the church, and it was a good cover-up. But I gotta respect this hustle. We gave to the community, and we fed the communities, and we did not celebrate holidays like everyone else. We celebrated holidays giving back to those who didn't have anything, and we would make, just gallons and gallons and gallons of food and go and feed people in different cities and states. And that's where I get my mouth from. He called me Mouth of the South my whole life and said it would always get me in trouble. And it has. It has. I think my dad had psychic abilities as well. Rest in peace, Pops. I love you. So, as a child, so I write this book, right? The book starts off 4 years old. I'll get back to the Lakewood situation in a minute. It's not important. It's just a part of my story. So at 4 years old, this is my first account of being quote unquote alive, a human, recognizing that there were, at my time at 4 years old, 2 older people that seemed to have some kind of authority over me because I want to piss myself every time my dad looked at me. And I'm pretty sure that the woman was out to kill me. So, I start the book there, first memory and all, because it's a tragic one. Go get the book, Barnes & Nobles. Amazon will rip you off and give you a really shitty printed book. Just saying. And Barnes & Noble is the only people that print my book in hardback as well. So, Barnes & Noble is what I choose. You can do what you want. Getting back in. So, I start the book. This is my first memory. Blah, 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 blah. And then I got my mom taking me away. My dad usually went away when blah, blah, blah happened. So, then I was left with my mom. And that was never a good situation. That bitch was always trying to get rid of me. Probably still is. Don't know, don't care. But whether I was with my parents, who I'm not sure really if they ever really believed in God. I know my dad did. He actually converted to Muslim later in life. And so he actually died a Muslim. But I know he struggled a lot with the difference between Christianity and in prison. He found Islam he felt very drawn to their obedience and their walk with their higher God, Allah. And it was something that intrigued him later on in life. And when he was doing something different with his life and I was doing something different with mine, we actually were on the same journey at the same time. He was in prison. I was working for a doctor who was from India and was Islamic. And we didn't take patients at certain times because he had to say his prayers. And, we couldn't, the drug reps love to come and feed us so they get time to spit their game about their new pharmaceutical product to the doc. And there was just certain things. Everything had to be halal. Everything had to be, of his religion. And that was awesome. So a couple of years in working with him, I started asking questions because I was curious. And little did I know, my dad was 7 hours south of me in prison, and he was going through this same journey. Now, I've always been different, going back to the 4-year-old situation. That is when I also first learned that spirits like to see and talk to me. That's pretty interesting when you're 4. If I'm being completely honest, though, it never actually scared me. It never scared me. Hold on 1 second. Something is going on here. It's going to cut me off. I know it is. I've already done this a million times. Ugh, why does it go here? And then I have to move it. Delete. Yes. It never stopped recording me. What the fuck?